We're coming to the end of our season 1, and we extended it with a few more episodes because these topics were so important to get out. And I'm already excited about season 2.
Yeah. And I love having all these resources for people to learn. And with every episode, I feel like there's a light bulb that we need to talk about this as well,
Yes.
because everything's connected.
I'm Isabel Machrone.
And I'm Rosa Ortiz.
We're real estate professionals in Southern California.
And each week we break down what sellers and buyers need to know right now.
This is Let's Talk SoCal Real Estate. We have a new studio, new setup, so super excited about that.
We have our own space. So
no more breaking down. I love it. We finish our 13th episode.
We've had some amazing guests on our show, and we figured that we take this episode to just recap because there's so much that we've learned and talked about. Start with our first guest on our show. We had Johnny from Easy Funding Home Loans. That was an amazing episode talking about the medical professional loan program. My biggest takeaway with that program was the loan limit up to $2 million.
That's amazing for medical professionals that might have missed that episode. You can have a loan limit up to $2 million. And in LA County, some homes are already at $1 million plus.
I mean, talk about making your dream home a reality, right?
Yes. The medical professional program, I gravitated towards the accessibility for medical professionals to talk to someone like Yoni and go over their new possibilities. What they've experienced in the past is in the past. Now, their student loan debt is no longer going to hinder them. With a program like this, student loan limits are not going to hold you back. And there's no PMI.
Beautiful. That's a big takeaway there. We talked about escrow and an amazing escrow officer, Katie, with Titan Escrow. I really enjoyed getting to know Katie more, getting to know a little bit of her background. And I already knew Katie was a hard worker, but this really solidified it. And I just really loved how she is very inviting to buyers and sellers when she's working with them and invites that call. She's open to helping and shows how much she really cares. So that's one thing with that episode that I really took away from Katie. Besides all the steps and the behind the scenes, what did you think of that episode?
With Katie, I just feel that it was very important to pay attention to wire fraud. And in escrow, they are there to protect you. They will contact you when they're ready to transfer the funds. Escrow is really on your side to make sure that the closing happens as scheduled and that your money is protected.
Yeah, they take it very serious. We talked about another loan program, which is a very popular loan program, the non-conventional loan. They call it non-QM for short. There's so much I liked about that episode on how Sal explains exactly how that loan works, who it's for. I thought it was cool to know that Easy Fundings doesn't deal with balloon payments on that type of loan.
That really is protecting the consumer. It's the law now that they give you exactly the breakdown. And I want to say how important it is in giving the consumer their loan disclosure that breaks down what their payments are and for how many years. So there's no surprises.
Yeah, they have to be very transparent.
And the non-QM loan, I love that this program is for entrepreneurs and there's loan programs for them to be able to be part of the American dream and own their own home and get a loan that is also affordable.
Yes, it's still very competitive with the rates and easy process as far as paperwork. I thought that it was pretty cool that all they need is either to show a profit and loss statement or 12 months of bank statements.
Exactly. And like you said, the rates were still very competitive. So it's not like a person's going to get a rate of 5%. I'm just throwing it out there. And because you are a bank loan statement, now you're at 12%, kind of like credit cards. Like you're not being punished because of how you earn income.
No better way to put it. Our episode with title with Janet and the title talk was so much to learn there if you haven't listened to it. But one of my takeaways with that one is making sure that when you change anything on your title, you add or remove anybody from title, that you get that uninsured deed recorded.
Yes.
Because if it's not recorded, it's not public record. And by having it public record, it provides several important protections. A lot of times I've had clients or family do a quick claim deed or remove or add somebody from title. And I was the middle person helping them with either an escrow officer or title, but I never knew that they also needed to record this uninsured deed. So that was an eye opener.
Yeah, that definitely was. It's to protect the person that got removed off a title, because some circumstances people get removed, and when it's time to sell, and as Janet would say, there's a cloud on title, and you have to have title behind you to make sure that there's no liens or no clouds on title. So if you are selling that property, that you are clear to sell and close.
And that there's no fraud.
And there's no fraud. In talking to Janet, and it's something that I still have to double check, and I'm going to check with Janet, is I found that it was important that whether you're working with a new client or past clients, even for yourself, friends, and family, is the homeowner's exemption. And if you're a homeowner, and if you don't know if you have it, then contact one of us. We will check your title to see if you have homeowner's exemption, and that can save you
up to $7,000. It can be anywhere between $70 up to $7,000. And that is an exemption that is filed for your primary residence. A lot of homeowners don't know whether they have that filed or not. So that's an important tip that Janet really talked about is, make sure all your clients have that exemption filed on their property taxes.
It's the homeowner's exemptions on their property taxes to favor them.
Yes.
Exactly. And save some money.
Exactly. On episode 7, expert we covered was home inspection. What did you think of that?
With Joseph Lang, I found him very humorous. And like he said, there's no pass or fail on a home inspection. And when you do have the home inspection, you're going to find something. And what I found important is that he actually takes the time to sit with the buyer and go over his inspection report, the results, because you're going to find some issues with the house, minor or maybe large things, but it's to really go over those issues or possible costs.
I liked how he covered the Pool Safety Act, because I think that's something that a lot of pool homeowners probably don't know. And I won't go over the details, but I just know that you have to have that 2 forms of safety to protect anyone from falling into the pool.
Yeah, that was important to me. My sister has a pool, and she didn't buy the house with the pool. And knowing what these safety conditions are, maybe not for her right now, but if you should want to sell, or for the next buyer that's coming in at a future date, what those safety policies should be implemented and be aware of.
Yeah, because even if someone is not selling, it's just good to know. And if you have guests coming over or something that is going to protect your family, your friends, is always good to know.
Yes.
So Joseph was very detailed on how he performs his home inspections. So great episode there. Then we went on to another loan program. I feel like the loan programs that we've talked about are very important, and they're either very important because they offer great incentives. They're just great for buyers, right?
Yeah. They're very unique opportunities for the current buyer.
We had a True Prime Mortgage, and talking about the grant, a specific grant program that is out there for buyers. What I took away from that is that it's not only for first-time buyers. You can be a second or third-time buyer as long as it's your principal residence.
Yes. Yeah. Paul was great. I really enjoyed learning about this grants program, who can actually apply for this. But what I've learned is that it applies to anyone. And what I took away from it is not only do you have to be a buyer, you can also be a seller. And you can stack these grant programs when selling or buying.
When you're selling and buying another property, that's right.
Exactly.
And there's no income limits. Like, as you heard him talk about an attorney actually getting this grant, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
So again, for our audience, make sure you listen to that. Free money. Come on, guys. No repayment on this one. And that's what I wanted to learn about this program, because there's so many programs out there and it gets confusing. Most of the ones that I've learned about there's always some sort of repayment plan.
This one is 100% forgivable. After 6 monthly payments, your loan is forgivable. And at that point, depending on interest rates, and if you're ready to refinance, you can refinance. And if not, you can just continue on with your loan that you have already in place.
We had a credit repair expert, David Lopez.
I ask so many questions all the time, and any thought that comes to mind, I always want to do a thorough research, and I just really enjoyed having him on.
Yeah, David's been very educational, and I loved learning how he continued this credit repair legacy. His dad did this and now he took it on, and he's been around it for so many years, even though he looks very young.
Yes, he does.
And he's helped a lot of my buyers and my lenders clients with their credit repair. So I truly believe in his work because I've seen it firsthand. So yeah, the best takeaways I took is when a consumer has collections, there's a 4-year statute of limitation.
That's very important. It's not debt consolidation, but those programs feel like they might be unattainable, but it really is for the consumer to learn 100% of where you stand with your credit, what options there are for you to actually start rebuilding and repairing. And for me, I think it was important to learn also, if you are on the market or considering or thinking of buying, really take in consideration or even meet with him to go over your current status, or even just meet with your realtor to discuss your plans so you don't ruin your chances of getting that loan approval.
Yeah. And even if it's not for purchasing a home, if that's not your goal, then you still want to have good credit.
Yeah.
Because you're going to need good credit to open a lot of doors, whether it's to purchase a car, lease a car, rent a property. I mean, credit is everything. It's not talked about enough, right?
Yes.
We need to start educating, especially our young ones. It's like, how important is your credit?
Yes, it is.
I mean, it shows responsibility.
But I think what's important with your credit is to really learn the debt to income ratio. We know that is the key to getting approvals.
Yeah, maybe we should have a financial planner or someone talk about what is a proper way to save money. Yeah, that just clicked in my head because, like you said, a lot of us, at least I wasn't taught about credit in high school or college. I mean, you don't learn about credit until you're an adult, basically.
Yeah.
So, and then saving money, like with my daughter, she's like, I can't seem to save money.
I still can't save money.
But it comes back to, and I mean, I could relate.
Yeah.
But it comes back to learning. Maybe there's that formula, like you said, maybe we should start teaching your debt to income ratio. Okay, this is how much you make. This is how much you should spend so that you could start saving money.
Right.
And once people know that formula, then maybe they'll start using it.
Yes, I agree. And definitely is something that I would love to have a financial expert on with us.
Yeah. Okay, so our next episode was about VA loans. These type of loans have been around for many, many years for our veterans, and the expert we had was great. He talked about the VA loan assumption. That was a takeaway for me because I didn't know that. I knew about a buyer or a person being allowed to assume that loan, but I didn't know that they didn't have to be a veteran. So
that's big.
That was big for me.
That's big. If you know someone or you hear about it mentioned on the listing, to know that a seller has a VA loan, that it can possibly be assumed.
And it would be a pretty neat thing because if that homeowner has a 2 or 3% VA loan and the new homeowner assumes that loan, then they continue that 2 or 3% interest.
Yeah, that's amazing. I enjoyed having Ryan Schultz with us as well. Learning more about VA loans and, the opportunities it provides for veterans. There was no loan limit. There was no PMI and a 0% down payment. You can do the 0% down payment, or if you have some money, you can add it to that or just save it for your closing costs, and that there's other exemptions that are available that you can actually find out about those once you contact someone like Ryan to go over that and get you that VA loan approval. That's amazing.
I'm definitely grateful for our veterans, and I'm very grateful that there's these type of programs out there for them.
Yes. He also shared one of his other programs, which is the NAF Cash, that can also assist you as a backup. If find your dream home and you're ready to purchase and you need that extra boost in funds in getting your offer accepted, it's also another opportunity for you that you can have in your back pocket.
Where they can purchase all cash.
Yes, exactly.
That's a beautiful program. We had our insurance agent, Crystal from Somos Insurance, and Crystal was amazing, very educational as well. And one of the things that I really appreciated to learn was, one of my first questions to her was, why is insurance changing so much?
Yeah.
Why are prices going up? And she explained, which makes sense. Inflation, wildfires, climate changes,
Yes.
cost of construction, it all adds up. So that was, she set me straight.
Yeah, homeowners insurance is definitely a tough one, especially here in Southern California. Suffered so many fires, and people are still dealing with their insurance companies and trying to rebuild. It's been almost a year and a half, and some household names insurance company are no longer issuing policies for Californians
because they're oversaturated and they just can't.
Yeah, luckily we have insurance company like Somos that are issuing policies. One of my takeaways was any updates that you do to your home, whether it's plumbing, power, or roofing, don't forget to contact your insurance company and let them know that it was recently updated, and that might save you some money.
Yeah, that's a good pointer. So yes, make sure you guys listen to Crystal with Somos Insurance.
Yeah, Crystal was great.
One of our latest ones was with Josie about trust and estate planning.
Yes.
Super important topic in our field, which a lot of homeowners don't have. Josie explains details about the importance of having a trust. And one of the things I liked about Financial Architects is her company, the attorneys she works with. And their trust comes with a power of attorney, which a lot of attorneys who put trust together, they break every price down. Like, this is a cost for just your trust. And then, they add another fee for the power of attorney or the healthcare directive. So with her, it's a bundle, one price, and comes with the power of attorney and healthcare directive.
And the trust and estate planning, I feel that was a very, very important one to bring onto the podcast. And hopefully soon, I'm thinking we want to have some sort of seminar or webinar in teaching our community. If you're a homeowner, protect your assets and get a trust. And in getting that trust, it protects your legacy and it eliminates, future confusion, family disputes once the owner is no longer living, of what needs to happen with that home in selling it, avoiding probate and costly expenses.
Yes. I mean, unfortunately, I can definitely relate. It's happened in my family where people hesitated to create that trust. And now there's confusion and there's stress and there's tension, which totally could have been avoided. So firsthand, we know exactly how it feels.
Yes.
And if there's anything that people can take away from all our podcasts, I think this one is huge.
Yes. Yes, definitely. Make sure you get a trust. If you don't know anything about it, reach out to us. We'll help you get started, whether just answering some questions, no obligations. We can connect you with Josie, and then Josie can connect you with the proper attorney based on your requirements. But questions are free.
Yes, free consultations. There's nothing better than just asking questions and making sure that you know exactly what your family needs.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's other representatives that may speak other languages, but when it comes to Spanish, we definitely know that we can connect them with Spanish speakers that can help assist with this information, or depending on a different language, I'm sure they can accommodate the language that you need assistance with.
Exactly. So yeah, that puts us to the last episode that we had, and they've all been great. Everything behind the scenes of real estate, and anything that connects the consumer to real estate.
Who knew that it was related to real estate? Real estate is the extension of just life in home ownership. It's how to get there.
Yes.
How to keep it and how to pass it on.
Yeah. And I love having all these resources. It's been amazing, doing this with you, and I can't wait to do more.
Yes, me too. I'm so excited, and I love it. Rosa, you've done amazing. And I think there's so much more to share in future upcoming episodes. I'm excited to talk a little bit more of other topics like
what's been happening in our local real estate market.
Yeah.
If you need to buy or sell, we're here to help you.
Thank you for being with us, and we look forward to having you follow and share.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. Let's talk SoCal real estate.
If this episode helped you, be sure to subscribe, follow, and share it. And tune in for new episodes wherever you listen to podcasts.
If you're thinking of buying or selling in Southern California,
click the link in the show notes for your free buyer's guide. If you have any questions, email us. We'd love to answer them all.
Isabel Machroneand Rosa Ortiz are licensed real estate agents with Keller Williams College Park. Each Keller Williams office is independently owned and operated.
The information shared in this podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only and reflects our personal opinions and experiences. It should not be considered legal or financial advice.
We make no guarantees regarding accuracy, timelines, or results. We always recommend consulting with licensed professionals and doing your own research before making any real estate decisions.